In this example, I'm going to show you how to solve a linear inequality, and we're going to use interval notation to write our solutions. So you can see I'm going to work through two types of linear inequalities in this example video, and I'll start here with part A. So I have 5 minus 2 times the quantity x minus 3 is less than or equal to negative of the quantity 1 minus x. So the first thing I'm going to do is simplify each side of this inequality separately before I start combining like terms. So on the left-hand side, I'm going to distribute this negative 2. And on the right-hand side, I'm going to distribute this negative. Now on the left-hand side, I have some like terms I can combine together, so I'll do that now. Okay, so what I want to do is group up my variable terms together on one side and the constants on the other side. So I think what I'll do is add 2x to both sides of this inequality, and when I add, it does not change the direction of my inequality. And then I'll also add 1 to both sides. And again, when I add to both sides, it does not change the direction. And then to finish off isolating my variable, I'm going to divide both sides of this inequality by 3. And since I'm dividing by a positive value, once again, my inequality will not change directions. So the solution to this inequality is that the variable be greater than or equal to 4. So what I'm going to do is describe this using interval notation. So before writing interval notation, oftentimes what I'll do is sketch this on a number line so that I can get a better sense of what's going on. So the or equal to says 4 is included, and my variable must be larger. So I need to describe this set of numbers using interval notation. So that's going to be 4 with a bracket off to infinity. Okay, so I'm going to take a similar strategy over here, and what I'm going to do, since I notice that I have fractions, I would love to eliminate those fractions. So I want to find the least common multiple of the denominators, and in this case, with denominators of 2 and 4, that least common multiple is going to be 4. So first thing, what I'm going to do is multiply both sides of this inequality by 4 so that I can eliminate those fractions. And since I'm multiplying by a positive value, this less than stays a less than. So I'm going to be left with 6 times a minus 2, and over here a 5a. Now this looks a lot easier to solve, so I'll distribute on this left-hand side. And I'll combine like terms, variables on one side, constants on the other. So I think what I'll do is subtract 6a from both sides. And subtracting does not change the direction, but I see here I have a negative a, so what I'm going to do is divide both sides by -1, and since I am dividing by a negative value, it will switch the direction of my inequality. So let me just highlight that here. Since I'm dividing by a negative value, it will switch the direction of my inequality. Okay, so the solution is that a must be less than 12. So again, I might sketch that on a number line to get a better sense of the solution. So 12 is not included, and it must be less than. So in interval notation, make sure the smaller number is always on the left. The smaller number in this case is negative infinity, all the way up to 12, but not including 12. So this would be my solution set right here.